name's Pete Force. I play drums in Bad Shapes. We are an alt rock band from Philadelphia. Just dropped our debut album March 27th. So it's pretty new still. Check it out. So writing, collaborating, being a band in general, it's hard right now. I gotta be honest. It's real tough. And I mean, we've definitely been creative and are coming up with ways, and we're getting better at it. But especially at the beginning, I think, we're talking on, what is it, May 22nd. So we're a couple months into it now, but for the first month or so, I think none of us really knew, like, how much we should do to change our usual routine. Like how long is it going to last? How much time should we invest in figuring out a new way of doing things? Because we're used to practicing twice a week. We pretty much practice on Thursdays and Sundays at the same time. We have a very, very, like, pretty much stick to a schedule. So like, I mean, that was the first question, was like, do we still like practice, or if we can't practice, should we just have like Google Meet conversations at those times, which we basically started doing. We are trying to work on some new stuff. But the process is, we're figuring out as we go what works for us. We actually have had more luck so like, I guess, at a certain point we figured this is going to be around for a while. We should do some work on figuring out how we can still play. We looked into some different software that you can use to play music over the internet. There's this one program called Reaper, and it has a plugin called Ninjam. I guess I'll just plug them on here. We used that a couple times. It's pretty weird though. It basically, because when you're playing, like, as people have probably seen if they've joined into live streams with people playing remotely, it's really hard to be on time with each other with the latency, even a little bit. It's pretty much impossible. So there's this program that we were using where it basically makes everybody latent by like a whole measure, so that you're able to kind of sync in with each other, but you're not really playing at the same time. It's really heady, and it didn't really work that well for us. Actually, weirdly, we had some, like, because they're open servers, so anyone can join. And we had some people jumping in our room who were like actually doing some really cool stuff. Some guy joined in playing piano and was like kind of jamming over us, and we were like, oh, this guy's kind of good actually. But then some other people were joining in the room and like trolling us, just like blasting like white noise, like loud and stuff, and it was just bizarre. So that didn't work out. We ended up starting to use this other program called Jamkazam, which is it's similar. It lets you jam with other people. You can start a room. You can start a private room though, and we all bought USB Ethernet adapters for our laptops so that we can actually like wire into our routers and get a little bit better, a little bit less lag. And that's made it so that we're actually able to play together. I don't think we could play some like really tight stuff. I think it would be a little bit hard for that, but it's good enough to sort of run through some songs and run through some material that we're working on. That's the closest that we've gotten to be able to play together in a couple months. And even that, it doesn't always work great. People get kicked out of the room, or it just crashes randomly or something like that. I think like our project has been really all about collaborating. That's what we've like built our whole project towards, is like, meeting in this space twice a week and vibing off each other's ideas and like helping each other build things like, and really workshopping songs for a while and refining them, and changing parts around, and let's play it this way, then we'll play it that way, and then we'll play it this third way, and we want to hear all three ideas. And then we record all of our practices, so we listen to our practices, and then we come into the next practice, and like I liked idea C the best, but I want to do it like this way. So we've like really worked hard to get to that space where we felt like we could do that thing. And like even like we practiced like setting up and taking down our equipment for like a show, because like we want to do we want to have these TVs and stuff in all of our shows and have a lot of props and stuff like that, but we don't want to necessarily like be the band who takes forever to set up. So we've really like refined our duties for what we do when we go to a show and how fast we need to set up and stuff like that. And like that was like pretty much that's been our project for the past, I don't know, year. So it's really weird right now not knowing when we're going to be able to like use those skills, and like when it comes time to do that again, that we're going to have to refigure out a lot of that stuff. So it definitely feels like a setback, but at the same time it's a setback. I mean, it's hard. Yeah, we were basically getting ready to drop our record, and this thing happened like right at the beginning of that. And it's a good thing we did our record release show as a live stream, and like we're really we're glad that we did it when we did, because a week later I think was like when Shelter in Place actually started, and then it would have been like not as cool to really meet up in the space and do that. But so that was how we had to quick shift, just because we were like, we have to do something to kick this record off. And because it was in the beginning of quarantine, I think a lot of people were still like really locked into like what they could do for entertainment on a Friday or something like that. I think that probably hasn't been as strong 2-3 months in. But what we've been doing to connect is pretty much just trying to be on social media a lot. That's that's what everybody is kind of paying attention to a little bit, at least. So we've really been like trying to strategize our social media posts, since we can't really play as much during our band practices. We'll sort of plan out maybe like a couple posts that we want to do over the next couple days, what we have coming down the line, what we have in our back pocket. We want to always be making sure there's a couple new posts a week. We don't really want to like drown people in content, and we also want to curate our stuff so that we're only putting good stuff out there. But we'll use our like Instagram stories to kind of put the stuff out that's the kind of more like funny or that we don't want to stick around. But so we've been trying to actually post on our Instagram feed, which we had been neglecting for a little while before this. That's really the one thing that hasn't been sort of figured out yet, is like I don't know, just what the vibe or what the ambiance needs to be like, because all of the like signifiers that we have of like, this is someone giving a performance, this is a live show, it's all related back to the audience being present, and without that there, it feels like I don't know, just different, and not exactly like getting a peek into someone's private experience of making music or art, but something in between. And I don't think like I've actually been watching American Idol for the past like week, just like the most recent season, and like I just got to the part where they're now in quarantine and they're all doing performances from their home, and it's like it's the same thing that what we have. They're just like they showed a little behind the scenes of one of the people, and she had like she had her piano she was playing on, and then she had like an amp and a laptop on top of it. Like the band was playing to her through, and that was like her monitor. And yeah, I mean, it looks like people doing karaoke. Like it doesn't, and that's like, I mean, I guess not that it's the best thing ever, but that's like, I guess they have the most resources available to do something like this, and even they, it's awkward. It's really awkward. So like, I feel like that's the thing that's missing, and I don't know what the answer to that is. It seems like there are some communities online that do have more of a, like on Twitch, when you see like when you're in a Twitch room that's really like jumping and there's people in the chat like constantly going off, like similar, but it's still, I don't know, like I guess we just need more time and innovation with this to until it feels normal and you kind of know what to do and what's expected. I think like, I mean, and as far as like the experiencing live music from an audience perspective, it's like, you know, the idea that a live stream could suffice, because you're not really going to a show just to see the music. You're going to be in that environment, to be around those other people, to just experience that in your whole field of vision, you know, in a place where you can't just, like when you're watching on your phone, you can just turn your phone asleep. When you're at a show, it's just a whole different experience of being like, I don't know, like, should I stay to see this next band?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, let me go check out their merch. Oh, it looks like they have some cool stuff. I'll stay. As opposed to when you're just on your phone, it's so easy to just scroll past something or whatever. You're not that in that thing of like, you know, I put myself in this place and I'm going to experience whatever happens for the next 2 hours. Our album release was awesome. We had so much fun. Um, Actually, like engaging with people in the chat and all that. Like as we were playing songs, we did a giveaway during it. We gave away, I think we gave away 2 records. We had one that was like first person to name this song gets a record. I forget what the other one was for, but it was so awesome. I wish that we could have been able to do more of it before we hadn't been able to meet up. But I'm looking forward to definitely doing more of that once we can have some small gatherings again.